These rap artists have changed their style and sound completely, whether it's because of them slowly falling off, becoming outdated, or simply taking their career down a different path. They felt it was time for a change. From trap music to psychedelic rock, stay tuned for the craziest sound transformations in rap music. Leave a like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Playboi Carti is up first. In 2017, he dropped his self-titled mixtape, and just 3 years later, he would find himself role-playing as a vampire. Carti first caught people's attention with songs like Woke Up Like This and Magnolia. He prided himself as someone who could take any chill beat and just float on it. His first mixtape was precisely this. It was full of songs like Location that will make you ascend and give you a feeling like no other. Fans quickly flooded in after this release, and they wouldn't have to wait long until his debut studio album, Die Lit, which released the following year. This isn't where we'd find Carti's style change. Whilst they introduced some harder music from the artist, it was mostly just him perfecting a sound which blew him up. Carti would announce the now iconic album Whole Lotta Red on August the 20th, 2018. But it wasn't until Christmas Day of 2020 that we would receive the album, 859 days later. The original snippets for the album, like Cancun, wouldn't sound too different from what we'd heard from Carti before, but fans were certainly in for a shock when they first went to listen to Whole Lotta Red. During the intro, Rockstar made, they were met with a monstrous, bass-boosted beat with distorted 808s and the Wake Up Filthy tag in the background. It was unlike anything Carti had ever made before, and the reaction said it all. Fans didn't receive the album particularly well, labelling it a whole lot of skips, and it was all due to the crazy change in Playboi Carti's style. Fans were simply not ready for this new sound. Going from chill, cloud rap to hardcore punk and metal inspired rap meant that fans had to let the album sit for a little before appreciating the art for what it was. So, whilst originally the change in Carti's style was too shocking for fans, it slowly grew on people and led to Whole Lotta Red being one of the most influential albums in recent years, with several upcoming artists taking inspiration from it. What could be crazier than a sound change is Carti's style change, which went from the typical Supreme tees and skinny jeans to a whole ass vampire with full leather outfits, decorated with horns, masks and makeup. Who knows what's next with Playboi Carti? Lil Yachty is up next with perhaps the craziest transformation on this video. He went from making what most people would define as SoundCloud rap to delving into Pink Floyd-esque psychedelic rock in his latest album, Let's Start Here. In fact, he didn't just delve, he produced what a lot of people consider to be the best album of 2023. In 2015, when Lil Boat first blew up from songs One Night in Minnesota, he was grouped in with the upcoming rappers at the time, who had also found success on SoundCloud. This included artists like Kodak, 21 Savage and Lil Uzi Vert. Yachty would find himself on an XXL cypher with these people in 2016, creating what a lot of people consider to be the greatest cypher in XXL history. Yachty released his debut mixtape Lil Boat in 2016, with a sound that made him popular in the first place. Bubblegum trap, as he labelled it. Media outlets typically called his music fun with bubbly beats and mediocre vocals. Let's just say he wasn't critics' favourite artist. There wouldn't be much change in Yachty's sound through Teenage Emotions, Lil Boat 2 and 3, or Nothing to Prove. He would however begin to expand his style in 2021 when he released Michigan Boy Boat. Showcasing his skill in Michigan rap, low-key revived Yachty's career a little bit. Before this tape, he'd slowly been falling off, which was highlighted in his first week's sales. And although this project made people respect Yachty's rapping that bit more, it didn't do anything for those sales as he only sold 16k first week. The real transformation came with Lil Bo's next album, Let's Start Here, where he went full Pink Floyd. For 57 minutes and 16 seconds, listeners would embark on a journey that was unlike anything they'd ever expect from the artist. Each track was made from scratch with live instrumentation. Yachty states that this album was a body of work which reflected himself, and that the album was meant to be a journey in which you'd press play and fall into a void. He certainly succeeded. Each track is a necessary step until you finally reach the sunshine. The title of the album, Let's Start Here, was chosen to begin a new chapter in Yachty's career, where he steps away from the trap music and moves into the music he truly wants to create, opening several doors for himself. Which direction is Lil Yachty going to go in next? Last, but certainly not least, we have Tyler the Creator. How could he not find himself on this video? In fact, Tyler is the reason Lil Yachty made his experimental album. Tyler's been on the scene for way over a decade now. From his time in Odd Future to his several alter egos, fans have heard several different types of music from the artist. He started out in Odd Future with fellow artists Frank Ocean, Sid and Earl Sweatshirt, just to name a few. They made a debut project together titled The Odd Future Tape in 2008. By 2011, they had produced 12 full-length albums between them. Their work rate was undeniable. Tyler's first solo work went by the name of Bastard, and the name perfectly depicted the music. Dropping on Christmas Day in 2009, The album was filled with references to depression, Satan, and multiple other controversial topics, which is putting it lightly. His debut studio album, Goblin, didn't change much in terms of the topic of the music or the sound. In fact, it wasn't until after Wolf where you could really tell Tyler was changing as an artist. But let's speak about Wolf for a second, as it's probably the first step of evolution for Tyler the Creator. The controversial themes were definitely toned down if we compare to his previous projects, and there was a bigger emphasis on the narrative of the album and his personal life. On his next album, Cherry Bomb, whilst the music once again was not overly different, there was certainly a change in the energy, focusing more on an optimistic, gentler overlook on life within the lyrics. This was certainly a change from the negative output we received from Tyler earlier, which even caused some people to criticise Cherry Bomb for being too positive. And if they thought that album was too positive, they were in for a shock with Flower Boy, which is greatly considered to be the turning point in Tyler's career. In fact, it may have been when he decided to name the album Flower Boy instead of Flower Boy, which is its original name. He completely ditches the dark persona apart from one song and explores his vulnerability, personal problems, and issues with his sexuality in separate songs on the album. The music had certainly taken a turn from being considered homophobic to coming out as homosexual. The genius musician would perfect this lighter sound with Igor, a conceptual album about lovers going through several stages of a relationship, which was translated into several different genres like R&B, jazz, pop, and obviously rap, with it ending up winning the Grammy for Best Rap Album of the Year in 2020. Tyler also placed a larger emphasis on singing within this album, really showcasing the emotions that went into writing the songs. We went from Tyler claiming to be Satan's son to singing about love over the span of 11 years. This evolution certainly proved to be beneficial for Tyler, as he's now constantly hailed as one of the best and consistent musicians in the game, which was backed up when he dropped Call Me If You Get Lost. There's no need to go into this album in detail, as it isn't all that different to Igor, apart from the larger focus on the hip hop side of things and the way bigger collection of features, which resulted in Tyler once again winning Rap Album of the Year in 2022. I wonder if Tyler will switch it up again or continue down the same path. What other artists have had huge transformations during their career? Let me know what you think in the comments, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.